Hey guys, so you've probably seen I've been doing some lesson videos and definitely go check those out. But it's been a little while since I've actually just gotten on camera and played some chess, so I wanted to do that today. Um, and I think the theme of today's video is going to be we're going to play some openings without moving our center pawns to start. I think we're going to play some flank pawn openings and see how that goes, and I think it should lead to some interesting games. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's see, we got black to start. So again, I said I wasn't okay. So he's gonna play that. So let's go with a. I said I wasn't gonna play. I wasn't gonna play center pawns, right? So let's go with c5, Sicilian. Okay, pretty normal. Let's go d6. Okay, gets the knights out. Let's bring the knight out. Okay, he does attack in the center. We can trade here, I believe. Does he take with the knight or does he take with the queen? He takes with the queen. So I think now we can just strike with e5 since we set up our d6 pawn. And this is where we get that pawn majority in the middle, right? So we've got two pawns in the center, and he's only got one. So he goes for the check. I don't think that really does much. The question is, how do we want to block it? So we could immediately attack the queen here, and get the bishop moving, or we could block with the knight, get the knight out. I think getting the knight out makes sense. Obviously, we're not attacking the queen, and we're kind of, I guess we are pinning our knight if we do that. Maybe we'll go bishop first. Go bishop first. Force him to move the queen. Okay, he blocks. That works too. I'm gonna block again. We're kind of getting at like free development here. I mean, I guess he could develop the bishop, but I think this is okay, right? We'll gladly trade a knight for a bishop. That's usually a decent trade, right? Bishops are usually a little bit higher value than knights. If the position is open, I think if it's a super close position, then the knights become valuable because obviously they can jump over things. So let's just make sure we can definitely attack this bishop, and if he takes, we want to take with the queen. We also could just finish our most of our development here and just get this bishop. I think we'll just go ahead and let's just get the bishop out. Let's not overcomplicate things. So we'll trade the bishops. Okay, he gets in with the knight, which is a little uncomfortable, but what's his plan here? He's trying to trade the bishop. What if we go a4 and kick this bishop? The bishop takes. I take, he takes. He takes. Because the bishop does not have a safe square, right? So we are kind of resigned to losing the bishop here, I think. But I'm wondering, like I said, we could attack his bishop at the same time. But this is a check, so we will be forced to respond. I think what I want to do... Part of me just wants to castle. Maybe we'll just castle. Maybe there's just nothing here we need to worry about. And the castling would avoid the check. That would be one thing. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't actually avoid the check. It's still a check. Yeah, I'm just gonna castle. Like I don't think there's any like major threat. I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm kind of being forced to give up the bishop maybe. But I'm not all that worried about it. I think we still have a perfectly fine position. Okay, he does go for the bishop. I think we just take with the queen, right? I don't think there's anything. We're giving anything up by taking with the queen here? No, we still have enough protection on the knight. And we're done with development, except for getting our rooks into the center. Now, the only issue that I do see is that this bishop is now unprotected, so we do need to make sure that we find protection for that, because we really can't move the knight at this moment. Okay, he goes for that trade. He can't, I mean, I could take this. He's going to have to move the queen after I take, though, right? Because he just can't just take, right? There's no, so he's got to move the queen. Does. Now this bishop is protected. I think it makes sense to maybe get the rook behind here and create this threat. Is he creating any threats with his queen? Not really, that I can see. So we'll get the rook here and kind of make him think about that. Although I don't know that we really have anywhere productive for the bishop to go right now, so this may not really create a real threat at this point. Because if we take this, he just can take with the queen, right? Okay, he goes queenside. I don't know why. Like, so we get this check. We can get this check. I don't know that it does a whole lot. It feels good to get the queen in, but I don't know that. I mean, once he can just kick it, right? And then it's not really going to get us anywhere. So it's probably not necessary. I mean, we could also just get our other rook into the game. That's one option. Yeah, I'm really tempted by this check on f4, but I don't think it. Oh, well, it does double it. You know what, though? It does double attack this pawn on e4, right? So once he deals with the check, I think we get this pawn, right? The e4 pawn is attacked twice now, and he's only has it protected once. And so when he has to deal with this check, he can. Oh, he has one way to defend it. I do see a way to defend it. I think knight to d2, because then that defends the pawn. He moves, so then I think that allows me to pick up the bishop. I mean the pawn, sorry, with the bishop. Pick up the pawn, right? Now the only issue is I have to keep protection on that bishop if the queen gets attacked. So I can't lose protection on the bishop by having to move the queen, which I don't think is an issue, because I have plenty of squares I think I can get to, or at least one f5 there, right? Keep protection on the bishop if I need to, since the queen attacks. I also have a threat here, because if he doesn't protect his queen here or move his queen, then this check is deadly, because then I get an unprotected queen. Oh, he has to move his queen right now. What I'm saying, we're attacking it, so he's gonna move it. Like, I don't think that's an issue. What would be tragic for him is if he moves it this way, right? If he moves it that way, then we still have that trap. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. Only if he. Oh, he resigned. He just resigns. Like, he just lost a pawn and just decided. See, now this is one thing, guys. Do not resign in those situations. Like, I don't know if he just didn't want to play anymore. Like, I don't know if he was just mad because he lost. If he really was just mad because he lost a pawn, I don't know. But at the 3-digit ELO level, you cannot be resigning. Like, if you lose your queen and you're like 9 points of material down, if you hang it in one move, maybe I can say, okay, maybe it's time to resign. But being down like a point of material, even like 3, 4, even 5 or 6 points of material, like, just keep going. I mean, at the worst, you'll learn something trying to play defense, and you never know when the opponent at this level is just going to make a mistake. So yeah, don't do that. Don't resign. Let's let's get a review going and see how we looked there. I think we were pretty. I feel like we were pretty equal most of that. So like, you know, it was all pretty standard book stuff. Like we played the book opening here pretty. Okay, apparently getting attacking it with the knights apparently is slightly better. Okay, that was the right way to do that. That was the right move. Okay. Oh, apparently, okay, attacking the bishop right away was right. There's still an okay move. Castling was fine. Again, I guess getting that bishop was the right move. Good move. Take there, correct take there. And then that's where he messed up because... Oh, see, apparently... Okay, so I need to... So I can attack that pawn a second time right away with this move. I see. And then I still have that threat of taking that pawn, and I don't know that he has an easy way to defend it. So I didn't see that. And then once I did that, he castles. He needed to castle the other way. Okay, should castle the other way. And now that was the correct idea. And again, it was to attack this pawn. And I was right. He needed to go there to defend it with the knight to d2. He doesn't do that, and then we pick up the pawn. And I mean, we are like, it does put us like 5.7 up. Although like I said, I don't care like what the eval says. Like at this level, I am still capable. I'll speak for myself. I know I am still capable of completely screwing that up. So, so anyway, yeah. So it was a good win. I mean, I'll take it. Okay, we're back above 750. So let's play again, and yeah, let's see what we get this time. See if we can get a game with white. Hopefully, get a game with white. Nope, black again. All right, that's fine. That's good. All right, again, we'll go Sicilian. I made a video on the Sicilian. I'll probably put it in the video here. So check that out if you haven't. Also, while I'm at it, hit that subscribe button if you like the chess content. Okay, so again, Sicilian Defense goes here. Exchange. That's the more normal variation, I believe. And then we can attack the pawn that way. Get the knight out. Okay, he goes with this check. I think... I don't know what the right move is here. I think we just block with the bishop. Not totally sure. Now the question is, do we get our knight out this way? That's not like the normal way to get that knight out, but I think instead of just taking with the queen, I mean, that does develop our queen a bit too. Let's try this. It's a little different. I don't think it's probably the book move by any means, but it's certainly interesting. Now we have these two knights here, and we could certainly have threat of them either one getting into here. So I'm tempted to go like this, which is kind of like a Najdorf, with the a6 move. So yeah, I'm gonna go that to prevent knights from getting in. And well, the bishop's gone, so it doesn't count. But I'm thinking sometimes the bishop also is there in the Najdorf and can get down here. So this move protects this b5 square, which is big. So what do you think's next for him? So I mean, like what's he get? He's got to develop the bishop, right? So is he going to just keep developing? He could like he could kind of like re-Lopez the bishop over here, right? Like to my knight. It's an option. I don't know. I could get the queen. He could bring the queen out. There's a whole bunch of things he could do. Probably just castle is probably a good thing to do, right? He does. That's a good move because he's ahead of me in that regard because I haven't castled yet. Now I think I can go ahead and do the kind of the e5, which is kind of that signature Sicilian with the d6 e5. that pawn majority, taking advantage of those 2 center pawns versus his 1, right? And he doesn't really have like a good okay, he can get it in there, but now I think I can just threaten it again, and like I could probably fianchetto the bishop if I wanted to, which is another. I can't go into. Okay, I'm just looking at all the places that the knight can go, making sure I'm not like. Okay, so he does that, but I looked, but oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so see, I missed it. So what I missed was that this clearly is protected. So like, now I'm in check, and now I'm in trouble because now I either have to give up the bishop or either give up. Yeah, that was a big mistake because I just totally missed the queen was protecting the knight in that situation. So I needed to do something completely different there and didn't do it. So that's just, not seeing the whole board. And that's something that, at my level, it happens to me all the time. I've got to work on avoiding that, obviously. So I think, I have to deal with the check. So I either move the king, which then I know castling, or I'm just like losing the bishop, which, I lose another point in or no, wait, no, I'm still being only down 1 point material, right? So that I don't lose material, at least. I mean, I've lost a pawn, but such is life. Okay. So now he's got his queen in. So now I have to see, is there any like obvious threats to his queen I can make that like would, maybe help me? I can't castle because he's got his queen in there, so I've got to try to deal with that. If I try to move the queen, I could move my queen. I could bring my queen out here and kind of immediately threaten. Maybe at least get him to move out of the way. I guess he could go back to a3 and still keep me from castling, but that seems like an awkward place for his queen. So I think I will just accept. I usually want to trade when you're down material, but I feel like him getting that queen in there is just so powerful that I would rather remove the queen than keep it there. So he does remove the queens. And I feel like this is better than it was when the queen was there, to me. But we'll see. I'm only down a pawn. We're not resigning by any means. Like, one little mistake, we can still come back from it. It's far from over. Okay, centralizes the rook to protect this pawn again. So now we can castle, probably what we need to do. Obviously, we would go this way. Okay. And again, he's threatening. So he's threatening here. Now I probably don't necessarily want to trade, right? Like it doesn't work on the knight can go in here and threaten the rook. And there's no, it can go here and give me a check. So like, again, it feels kind of scary that the knight's in there, so maybe we just go ahead with the trade. It's just that at some point, like, the trades are obviously benefiting him because we're just down a rook. We could go back, but again, he just gives them, like, we get two unprotected squares that that knight can go to here and here, right? And so, like, I don't know how we defend all that. But does it matter? I mean, if I have to move the king up or the corner or just move the rook, is that really a threat? Like, am I really getting... I don't think it is. So I don't think I want this trade. I really don't think I want it. Then the question is, where does the knight go? Do we just back? We just back here. This might be the best. I don't know. Maybe this is the right move. Like, I definitely don't want to give up a piece if I don't have to. I expect the knight to come in here somewhere to try and do something, but I don't see an obvious threat yet, unless I'm just missing it, which is entirely possible. Okay, so now, so that's is that a threat though? Like again, do I like? Okay, so this is attack twice. So like one way to do it would be to just move the king up. That technically does it, right? Or we accept that he's like accept the trade. So I don't think I have anything like any clever ideas. All right, I think we're just gonna accept this trade now. I don't really have any good other ideas. Let's get the rook in the game, right? Like, oh, I can't do that. Whoa, almost hung a rook. See, that's, you gotta see the board, dude. Let's get a rook out and protect this pawn. Again, something tells me the king should actually, yeah. See, I let him get his bishop in there, and now it's kind of like uncomfortable. I mean, the bishop can never attack the king if it stays here, right? So like that's one thing, you know, you always know bishop can never attack the opposite colored square. So that's okay, I guess. But it would be nice to find a way. Oh, but now that also allows me to get this rook here. It does allow me to get my rook in here. So let's see if that's okay. Now he could just go back, right? That's except that then I think I can go f6 maybe. So we are centralizing our rooks. That's good. Okay, he's gonna want to double his rooks. I'm pretty sure we're trying to double the rooks. If we go here, the knight can come protect on f to f6, right? The knight can go to f6 and protect. If he doubles the rooks, so this attacks the pawn. Here, I'm gonna do this. This is unprotected, but this attacks the pawn twice. See, if he doubles the rooks, but see, now I think all I have to do, I think I get this pawn because now I have that pawn protected twice with two rooks, right? Okay. Logical. But now I have it, now I move it here and I have it protected twice. Right? Because of the knight that's in a good spot here. So I think I survive here. Now, long term, is this going to be, am I going to, I'm still, oh, I got the pawn back. So now I'm technically even material. I don't know if the position is even. Still feel like he's probably winning, but hard to know for sure. Okay, that's logical. So now the question is, do I want the rook to go back? Do I just attack an undefended pawn here? Maybe I just go here? Because then he's going to force to protect this pawn. And again, I'm on a white square, so I know the bishop's not going to, I mean, oh no, that pawn's protected by the bishop. What am I doing? I'm dumb. All right. We have to get the rook to safety unless we have some other dangerous threat, but I don't see one. So the rook can either go back or we can go aggressive and go forward. I don't know if going forward is really going to be useful right now. I almost feel like we can go here, I guess. Or we can go here. We go here, we can always double the rooks. Let's try this. It doesn't feel great. Like I'm not like loving that move. But I don't know. It seems like it might give us more. So we have to watch this pawn, obviously. That's one issue, right? Is this pawn, to make sure that, I mean, we have this pawn here. So as long as we don't, we have protection there on that square. So now, do we just double our rooks? I think, right? Except then he can attack. Just double our rooks. So we took protection off that pawn, but he doesn't want it. So he can take that pawn, but then, I don't know, maybe, oh, he didn't do it. Interesting. This is an interesting position. So, I mean, I can force a rook trade here, have a check, and then he has to move, and it's not that that's like, I don't think, I mean, he's obviously going to go to h2, right? If I check him, just kind of get it. So, like, does that really help me in any way? I'm not really sure. We are risking losing this pawn if we don't, like, oh, no, we're not. We have it protected twice. What am I saying? We have it protected here, we have it protected there. So if we don't move anything, either of those two pieces, then we keep protected. So the question is, do we move this? Do we just, like, do I fully commit to this rook, maybe? I don't know. We still got that bishop just hanging out there. Just fully commit to this. This is kind of weird, but let's try it. I think, because he's going to force him to do with this pawn, and then we might be able to do some kind of fun stuff with. Okay, so he didn't even care, and I guess it's because he's thinking that he's going to go here and really start to, like, squeeze, which is true. So I'm tempted to just take the free pawn, but I don't know, like, if that's really useful. Because it really, I mean, this doesn't feel very comfortable. We do need to move. We're running out of time here. So we're going to have to go faster. Yeah, we're just going to have to start moving. A little bit, attacking this pawn, right? Like, okay, he gets that pawn back. All right, we'll trade him. We have to trade him, but it's not really a choice. And then we can attack it this way. Oh, I'm dumb. That was an easy checkmate to spot too. See, and this is where, like, and this is something that happens, I think, to a lot of people at my level. And this is actually a good learning moment. So when you have a plan, right, in chess, you can't forget that your opponent also has a plan. And so, like, I lose sight of, like, what your opponent is doing. And so when that checkmate threat comes up, I have to see that before and forget about my plan for a second and look and see what are his threats. And then if there's no threats, then go on with my plan instead of just doing it and hoping it's going to work before he checkmates me, which in that case, he clearly had a checkmate there. And so let's review that. That was poor. But again, a good learning moment. So that's okay. Let's take a look. Like, were we okay there? Okay, so we were actually, yes, we were okay. We were even with him until that last moment. He did get a slight lead on us, which I kind of felt, you kind of felt that, well, with the pawn he gained, right? That's, so that was the right block check there. Apparently, see, so we should have taken with the queen. That was the wrong place for the knight, and that probably was part of it. That was fine. Apparently you can't, that's interesting. So e5, there's actually a mistake. You actually need to go e6. Okay, all right. And that, because it just allows the knight into that spot. Okay. And then we try to keep chasing the knight, and that was a mistake. He gets the pawn, and that's where we're just, like, consistently down here for a little bit, although it looks like that was a fine move to trade the queens. Wait, so the best move? So no, there's no in no world in especially at 3-digit Lilo am I going to find that that's the best move. That's crazy. Like, like if we can castle, we're castling to safety, and that's just yeah. I guess maybe the point is that actually attacking over here is probably the best, and so like castling doesn't actually help. I don't know, but yeah, we're not doing that. So, so we should have just went ahead and taken it. That's the best move. Okay. Apparently we need to get our pawns moving. I guess that makes sense. And then he does that, and like I said, I wasn't really worried about that, and the evaluation confirms that really didn't do a lot, except that it set up what I completely missed at the end, but that's here nor there. Okay. Went the wrong way with the knight, and then that is just a free pawn, so that was the correct great. We had a great move for that. All right, so that was fine. We could protect it with the knight by going back. That was the other option. That was the better option, apparently. That was the right move. Okay, attacking with the getting the knight in would have been better. That was an okay move. Again, I knew it wasn't like perfectly. That was a decent move. That is a free pawn. That was the correct move. So he does that. So then like we just all right, okay, we did that. That was fine. And that was fine. And that was fine. That was fine. And now we just need to see that there is a checkmate threat on the board and just need to like defend it. That's all. Just defend it. Like you just got to do it. Like apparently the best way to defend it is to do that. Which is interesting. I would have probably more likely myself was been to do that, which gets a green check mark as fine. And apparently he's still ahead here, but again, at this ELO level, the evaluation doesn't really, mean too much at 0.4 necessarily, especially in the end game. So, all right, guys. Well, that was fun. We won one, we lost one. But I think we learned a good amount, so that was great, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Try those flank pawn openings. The Sicilian is great. I'll put the video up here somewhere that I made on the Sicilian. If you haven't watched it, check it out. And we'll see you guys on the next one.